While we've grown our week knitting bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat, including Ditto, Gazarick Kids, Melvin Hartzell, Cuddy Fox, Wolfman, William Edward Hackman, Joey Johnson, Super VH, Abomination 225, channel member, thank you for your support, Damon Slinky, Grand Galvatron, Oktar, another channel member, Mr. Steeler, and jumping in now, we've got PB Chew, Yolanda, Razorquake. Welcome to everybody. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And hello to all of you out there watching the replay who weren't able to be here live for one reason or another. We're still glad that you're here in spirit. And so we got some pretty big news. Had a week off last week, so we'll be covering what was revealed back then because the newsletter was a little light this week. It was pretty much just talking about the event. So we'll talk about all the other stuff that we missed last week. And we've got a special reveal of the next 5-star batch. They have not announced it anywhere, although if you happen to watch Freezius Max or Sunstreaker Waza earlier, you probably already know the news. But I'm revealing it too. So if you haven't heard it, well, guess what? You're going to hear it here tonight. And it's some good news. Did I say it already? It's the next 5-star batch has been revealed. We already know a few of them, but we'll go ahead and cover it now. There are crystal cracking later on. We'll also talk about some toy reveals. There was a stream on Tuesday, I think it was, so we'll talk about those. and just it's going to be a good time tonight. So hang around as long as you like. Yeah, we're happy you're here for however long it is. All right, let's talk about the news. This weekend's event is called Among Us. And I've never played. I know a lot of everybody's going to be like, "Oh, it's that game and the memes and stuff like that." I've never played the game, but I'm familiar with it because of the memes and whatever. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the name of the event, and I'm sure it has nothing to do with the game. Maybe a minor homage, whatever. But this weekend's event, it's you can win 5,000 Prime Core shards, 2,500 4-star shards, 3,500 3-star shards, 25,000 Premium shards, 150,000 Spark and Combiner Spark, and 20 million Alloy and Energon. It should sound familiar. It's basically an individual event. We're going to go through some prestiges. Starts at the usual Friday start time and the usual Monday stop time. There are 20 prestiges. Super XP throughout the event, and we haven't seen this in a while. Oh, not yet. It's individual, so you don't have to be in Alliance, but headquarters level 4, hit the yellow event button, pick a zone, win the battle, collect the points, collect the prizes, and it's flat battle zones, 10 points per zone. We haven't seen that in a while. But so there you go. Should be a lot easier to complete for everybody. It's you just got to do. It's 1,000 points total. I think it is. So 100 battles. Go out there and do 100 battles, and you'll complete the event. And here is the list of prizes. 50 points per prestige times 20. That's 1,000 points. So every 5 battles, you're completing a prestige. So shouldn't be too difficult to get out there and do, and just get as far as you can, and get the prizes that you can, and just have a good time. Playing the game. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? So let's just go ahead and get right to it. Let's talk about the next 5-star batch. I don't want to keep everybody in suspense. Most of you guys probably already know who's coming, but if you don't, here we go. I'm going to reveal it slowly. So first up, we've got Skids and Top Spin for the Autobots, Knockout and Terror Commander for the Decepticons. These were pretty much guaranteed because these 5-star bots already exist in the game because you could win them in the endurance events. So we pretty much knew these guys were going to be coming in this batch. Next up is Hoist and Crankcase. These were the ones voted in by the fans in the Transformers official Discord. We knew these were coming. So this here is the list of the bots that we knew that were coming. These next two were the ones chosen by Space Ape and were a complete surprise to me in both cases. If we were doing the predictions, which I don't even remember if I did, but I certainly would not have predicted either one of these. Air Raid and Slipstream are coming. So, yeah, that's a little surprise. I mean, they were going to happen eventually. Widely regarded as one of the worst air class bots just because the damage didn't scale well with the higher levels. Although I haven't seen myself, but I did hear some people saying that it was changing. There was no information about these bots, if there's any kind of buffs or anything coming along with it, or the 5-star ability boost, bonuses or whatever. There was no mention about that. All we got were the names of the bots. So hopefully, Air Raid and Slipstream will actually be scaled up a little bit and be worth the pull. And the final one is, I never thought it would happen, but it's Starsaber and Deathsaurus. Clearly going to be the prize of this batch, which is why I saved them for last. Never thought I'd see the day when we got Starsaber or Deathsaurus as a 5-star, or if we did, I could have sworn that it was going to be in the final batch, but there were no other bots left to be. So I suppose if Air Raid and Slipstream, they kind of balance out against Starsaber and Deathsaurus, it's a real risk reward in this batch. So, I mean, you might get Starsaber or Death Chicken, as Ditto says, and as we say quite a bit on here, you could get them, or you could get Air Raid or Slipstream. Who knows? Maybe by coming out as 5 stars, maybe they'll actually turn out to be improved and be better bots. Definitely that happened with Cheetor and Black Arachnia. Everybody was bummed about them being in the 5-star batch. What was it, the second or the third batch? Because they weren't very good, but they got a huge buff. as soon as they went into the 5-star batch, and since then they've actually been very, very solid pops. So hopefully that happens with Air Raid Slipstream. Um, Time will tell. Regardless, they're in this batch along with Star Saber and Death Source, Hoist and Crankcase, Topspin, Terramander, and Skids and Knockout. So I'm probably going to be going through this batch as I pull in my next crystals. I'll probably be chasing this batch for chasing Star Saber out of this batch for sure. And yeah, Skids is really solid too. I've been loving my 4-star Skids, although he's been tied up with dispatch missions usually. But when I do get him on the field, he always does well. Haven't had a chance to use Top Spin much, and Air Raid I haven't used him in a while. Although I did use him in an elimination mode battle once, and his ability did come in useful, although it was a lower zone than what I typically play. So that there's a little bit to play, a little bit caveat there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be going with this batch. And yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. Then once I get done with this one, then I'll go back for the one try to chase down Blur. But I'd rather chase down Star Saber. Blur is good, but he ain't no Star Saber. So anyway, there we go. Craig Albatron says I haven't used Slipstream in so many years. You know that's the truth. That was the same thing with me. Air Raid's been sitting there waiting for a turn in the lab. Everybody keeps getting bumped up ahead of them. The only reason I used them in elimination mode, or it might have been a PvP, because they used 3 air class bots, kind of quest or whatever. And I think I just needed 1 more air class bot, and I was like, yeah, let's use Air Raid. And but I actually used his ability, and it worked out pretty well for me when I used him. And I have no idea what happened here. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? Because I'm not sure what happened with this. It's not a live stream without a technical difficulty, is it? Okay. Something is. Okay. I don't know what's happening, but I need to. Yeah, POV. You're on Zoom, right? Yeah. I'm aware of that, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm going to try to refresh this screen, and hopefully we'll get it back. So stay, fingers crossed. Okay, is everyone still there? Is everyone still there? It looks like we're still going live, and it looks like the camera's back and everything. So that was a weird thing. So the problem is we lost the screen, so I couldn't even throw that up. Yeah, Kremzik. Ah! So okay, well, good to know that I can do that. I had to hit refresh on the browser. I was really worried we were going to drop the whole stream altogether. I'm glad that didn't happen. So here we go. We're moving on. Anyway, 5-star batch. There you go. You see it on the screen. We've covered it. Let's move on to the next thing. This came out last week. The VIP program and getting into the Earth Wars VIP program has always been kind of a mystery. There's been rumors flying around about what you needed to do it. Originally, it was invitation only. Then they allowed you to start to apply for it. But it was kind of a mystery. Well, last week they did actually come out and say, here are the requirements. If you don't want to spend any money at all, you got to be headquarters level 17 and have spent 1,460 days in game. I haven't done the math, but that sounds like about 4 years or so. Or you can spend $500. And if you spend $500 over the life of the game, it doesn't matter what your HQ or the amount of days that you're in. So either way, you can put in your application, and it may take a little bit as they review the applications and go through to accept your application. Now, I don't think I grabbed the slide because I wanted to try to keep it positive, but you do also have to behave yourself. If you cause trouble, like in the global chat or in the Discord server, or if you do like buy a bundle and then request a refund or do anything bad or whatever, they'll not approve you. Or if you already are a VIP, they'd kick you out too. So behave yourself, play the game a lot, or spend a lot of money. Basically, and that's kind of what we thought it was. The whole $500. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody thought it was, and it turns out that's kind of what it was. So if you do meet those requirements, you want to do it, you can apply. Basically, go through it. It's on the screen here. You got to apply through the game. You go over to the menu, hit contact us, and you send an email. And they say there's a request type of loyal player application. So there you go. They say in the comments, let us know why you want to join the program, and only send the application through there. They also said only send one application, because if you resubmit, it moves you to the back of the line. It basically throws out the old one and moves you to the back of the line. So that's it. David Chu says, but I heard the VIP chat in Discord is anything but well behaved. Well, it's mostly well behaved. They're not talking about you can't complain. They're just saying don't be mean or abusive and things like that. That's more what I mean. I mean, you can certainly speak your thoughts, and if you don't like something, go ahead. But I mean, if you start getting abusive or you're using bad language or harassing people or staff or stuff like that, that's more what I mean by behaving, and that's usually not a problem. So, did they say when the new batch is coming out? No, they did not tell us when. They just told us who would be in it. But they've been pretty good about bringing it out not too long after they announce it. Although they sent it to the creators only, which means it hasn't been in playtesting. So it might take a little while. They'll probably send it to the playtesters today or tomorrow, and probably start playtesting. So it could be another couple of weeks or so. That's just a guess. All right, so we also saw the new combat bots last time we streamed 2 weeks ago. They mentioned it again last week, so we'll keep it relevant. We've got Kunai for the Autobots and Beto for the Decepticons. These are both arms microns, and Kunai looks just like Transformers Prime Wheeljack because that's what the toy looks like. If you want to know why that is, go watch the last video. So, yeah, it's weird. And they also mentioned these were revealed last week these are going to be an endurance event. They said also at the end of this saga, which is 5-6 weeks from now. So Ariel, which is kind of a surprise because the only reason we knew of a toy of Ariel existing before is because there was a leak. It was kind of an accidental leak. Somehow it ended up on a store shelf, or at least that's the story. But they did actually reveal officially the set that Ariel is in on Tuesday, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So it's kind of weird. If that leak hadn't happened, we would have seen her here before the official reveal. But hey, either way, they're kind of timing it together. And yeah, and then of course there's also Scylla, who is one of the Seacons and is the final piece for God Neptune. And there are the alt modes. Ariel obviously is a deco of the Transformers Prime RC, which is easy for the toy line, not so much for the Earth Wars line because we don't have a Prime RC in here already. So this is the first use of this particular design. And definitely the first use of the design for Scylla. So yeah, there you go. But man, it is a cool design, and so we'll go ahead and take a look. And since I don't have Ariel yet, they don't even have pre-orders up for that War Dawn set yet for another few weeks. And then this is Tentakill because I got the original G1 colors as opposed to the Beast Wars second, I think it is, colors of what they're doing for the God Neptune. I got the Piranacon version. They're doing the God Neptune version. What are you going to do? Same bot, same toy. Though this is Tentakill as opposed to Scylla. But in either case, they are both female. And if you stick around, maybe we'll transform her into her robot mode a little bit. You can kind of see the chest is kind of sitting down there. The crazy thing about this toy is if you're familiar with those Power of the Primes or Combiner Wars fembots like Moon Racer and Green Light Lancer, this is that same mold. It's that same mold for those Power of the Primes female Transformers. But yeah, definitely major changes to that. But it's the same base for it. Okay, so let's go on. Also, we've got out in the game now. Let's see, a ability level 11 for a few bots, plus also G1 power cores for them. First up, you got Blades and Dirge. The ability 11, in addition to the normal increase, also increases the additional effect by 40%. And their G1 core adds a hack grenade attack, which deals damage and takes control over enemy defenses for 5 seconds with a 15-second cooldown. And it also increases the bot's special ability damage by a percentage. And I think that's pretty cool. But for my 5-star blades, I still like the Prime core on them. But for my 4-star blades, I'll probably put a G1 core on them. I got to get it first, but we'll do that. Next up is Goldfire and Ramjet. It increases the attack speed of hacked defenses by 20%. And the G1 core reduces damage from auto cannons, laser turrets, shock towers, and miniguns, which is pretty important because those are pretty much all the stuff that you'll be getting attacked by as you rush in. And the health is also increased by a percentage. So very cool. Warpath and Skull Smasher applies glass gas to all targets, making them take 40% extra damage. So in addition to all the damage that it does in the line, it puts glass gas on all of them too. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah. So usually I have to do 2 shots, and I think this would just make it easier to do 2 shots. Or maybe you can combine 1 shot followed up by Star Saber or Death Saurus or possibly Sea Spray, Octopunch, something like that. Yeah. And Warpath and Skull Smasher also get a G1 core. It increases the damage by a percentage. So the abilities damage by a percentage. So their G1 core is basically volatile mixture. So they at least it makes them look like they're from G1, right? So, all right. So that's it for the news from this week and last week. And now it's time to go to our community corner. And we will do this here. We're starting off with our good friend Razorquake. Just got himself a Shoulder Pads Prime, a.k.a. Legacy Laser Optimus. So that's very cool. That is a cool figure. I also got the Scourge, and I have pre-ordered that Toxitron. I wasn't sure about it, but man, those colors are just too awesome. So I don't even know when it's supposed to be coming out, but I think I pre-ordered it. Did I pre-order it? I'm pretty sure I did. Uh, I don't think I wrote it down and put it on my list of pre-orders though, so I need to go check it back. Because I just did a bunch of pre-orders this week, and I don't remember seeing it there. Anyway, moving on. PB Chew, our resident Minecraft creator, as usual, did up the new bots and also the new skins. Anytime that comes out, we can always count on something from him. We've got Armada Cheetor looking over the combat bots crossed out the mini cons. There's a new Optimus Prime in town. You can be sure Megatron is going to come challenge him. Now, this time, though, they can actually have a sword fight. It appears that Shoulder Pads Prime won, though, because he's showing off the matrix of leadership. Either that or he's gone to his last-ditch effort to try to beat Megatron by just releasing the knowledge. And Razorquake also creates the bots in Forza Horizon 5, 6, 12. So we've got kind of a Cybertronian version of Ironhide and Ratchet. Yeah, I'll give you that. They're kind of the sleek versions. I mean, even the siege figures didn't look super Cybertronian. Still pretty much look like fans. So yeah. And then we've got Lifeline, who is basically, if you're not familiar with Lifeline, it's basically the Paradron medic, who is basically a light blue version of RC. So that works. Corden, which is a Lamborghini police car. And I got to tell you, somebody really needs to look into the books for that particular police department, because there's some questionable spending if they're giving out Lamborghinis as police vehicles. It goes to say, that's the same with whatever fire department that used the Lamborghini as the fire chief's vehicle. You know, that fire chief is definitely, for Red Alert, that fire chief is definitely on the take. Then we've got Rapido. Very cool. Alternators Optimus Prime. And Alternators Ultra Magnus. Now, my Alternators Optimus Prime was a Dodge Ram truck, not a car. So maybe there's another one out there that I'm not familiar with. And then, of course, you got the Nemesis Prime. So even within Razorquake's creations, we've got the repaints, recolors. And there's a G2 Laser Optimus. We see that same truck every time there's a truck, because apparently that's the only truck in the game. So, but it's pretty cool that you got the flames on it with the Cowcatcher grill or whatever on there. And sticking with Laserquake, apparently everybody made a joke that little weapon that Laser Optimus had was the pizza slicer, and Razorquake just made it literal. So well done. And we're back to Minecraft, and we've got a nice version of Scylla over there hanging out with all of the other compatriots there off in the background. Very cool. And we also have McArt, who I believe is relatively new to our, or at least has been lurking for a while, came out of the shadows. It decided to celebrate finally getting Soundwave, 5-star Soundwave past level 60 in Earth Wars. Picked up a little reissue army of Soundwave and all of his minions, as he never owned them before. He says, who in the chat remembers the Takara Transformers collection? It looks like there's a 10 on that package. I guess, what was that, like a 10-year anniversary or something? But yeah, he's got Soundwave. He's got Laserbeak in the chest. He's got Buzzsaw probably. He's got Frenzy, Rumble, Ratbat, Ravage. And I'm not sure who's in the cassette box over there. Would that be Auto Roller, the little drone dude, perhaps? But anyway, I picked up the G1 Soundwave from that Walmart reissue from a couple years ago. So, very cool. And we got Scylla, but now we also have Tentakill in Minecraft with the colors more in line with the toy that I've got there. And Prime and Duncan coming in at the last minute with some her Lego creations, just chatting. So thanks for the last minute contribution. Do appreciate that. And so that brings us back over here. So if you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, youtube.com/engineerhoist, you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at engineerhoist for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. And we're going to roll credits. And honestly, I haven't updated this list in a while, so if you've been supporting and I don't have you on here, I apologize. I'll do that for next time. But thank you to everybody who is a supporter and has been, including all of the moderators who help out here in Discord. And with that, we're here. Let's see. Raisin Quick says, "I'm proud of the pizza photo." That's a good. That's one of the best ones you've done, man. It really gave me a good chuckle. Let's see. In your opinion, who will be Moonracer's counterpart if she comes to the game? I've got no clue, honestly. There's not a lot of female Decepticons out there. Although there was a couple of new female Decepticons revealed during the toy stream here a couple of days ago. But I think we'll stick to our usual format, and we'll go over to finish up all of the game stuff, including the crystals, because I know some of you guys are here just for the game and aren't too worried about the toy news or anything like that. So we'll go ahead and go crack some crystals first, and then we'll move on, and we'll talk about all those reveals. So we got 100 crystals, so it shouldn't take too long. We've got a couple of power cores here. These might be XP cores from the Cyber Pass. No, it wasn't. It's a big booster. Okay, cool. Got a G metal attack core. All right, not too bad. You had a couple of free crystals. I grabbed these like right before the stream, so I didn't have time to go in there and crack them. So might as well crack them now. Oh, got a couple more power core chips over here. Abomination showing up Dupe City. This is true. It probably is going to be Dupe City, except for the power cores. That's the only saving grace is we do actually get new power cores. Although technically they are all duplicates as well, because I already do have like way too many G Metal wall busters. Oh, that's not a bad pull out of a gold chip though. And the G-Metal Tactician. Yay. And I believe this is a War for Cybertron core chip. And this is, what, off-road? This Decepticon? Yeah, I got it. And these are a couple of, these are the loot crates from the dispatch missions. I just didn't get a chance to crack them. I was wanting to get them to number 10 so I could do this 10 at a time business. And there we go. That actually wasn't too bad of a haul. It was pretty evenly spread out between the spark, the shards, and the whatchamacallit, the boosts. And we'll go ahead and get these 10 Autobot 3-star crystal duplicates out of the way. And we had a bunch of premium shards from. We had the VIP gifts this week. Came in this past weekend, plus others that keep built up over the course of the time. I got most of them in Autobot crystals, but I did also do a batch of 10. So here we go. Let's go see. Yeah, they're all Dupe City. That's fine. So now we're just going to do Autobot crystals, and I did grab one 4-star crystal. I'm still saving for the 4-star Fort Max part, but I had enough that I could justify a single 4-star crystal. Boy, something's up with the space bridge today. It'll be nice to see those light up because that'll pretty much guarantee Cybertron Jetfire. That's like the last 4-star bot that that's available for me to even get out of these crystals until the others make it around to being. Because there was a time when I say, well, it could be top spin, but I did just get top spin not too long ago. Got a bundle, and turned out to be a good bundle. Slingshot and a whole bunch of other bots. And there we go. Dupe City. Oh, it was a duplicate 4-star Goldfire. Oh, and look, a gold G1 Goldfire core. Cool. Cool. And one last 4-star crystal. It is Dupe City as well. It is Red Alert. That questionable fire department spending on a Lamborghini Fire Chief's car. What extra crystal did we end up getting? Is that probably just another... we can do another 4-star crystal. Let's go. I'm trying to stay above 50. One more. And it's going to be another duplicate. Swoop this time. Got a G1 swoop, but I'm pretty sure I already have a G1 swoop. I might even have a G-Metal G1 swoop, but that's okay because it's all good. So that's basically going to do it for the coverage of the game. So if you're just here for the game, we appreciate it. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you next time. Otherwise, stick around, and we're going to go right into talking about the toy reveals from the Hasbro fan stream on Tuesday. I don't have a special button for it, so give me a second until I can go and turn this on. So here we go. So first up, we've got, when I first saw this picture, I was thinking, oh, cool, it's Snarl. But it's not. This is Scar. Scarr. This is that Ankylosaurus. He is an arm. This is the Legacy. He's a core class bot. And for some reason, the image didn't change. So there we go. Not sure what happened there. But so there he is, Ankylosaurus, and you can kind of see the fist hanging out as his club tail. So very cool. I definitely want to get this guy. Even though I've got the Power of the Primes Volcanicus, and I'm pretty happy with that, and that matches what's in the game. I do still think this little set is going to be pretty cool, and so I am in on the these core class Dinobots. So it's cool. Especially since we're getting Scar for the first time. So, you guys are hoping for paddles. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get paddle. Personally, Cuddy Fox, I would accept both spellings. But on the package, it is Scarr. As you can kind of see here, if it's not too small. So... yeah, he is a medic. Yeah, they did say that this was based on one of the older IDW comics. I can't remember what it was, like Devastation or something. One of the earlier IDW comics, and I remember reading it. And they were it was kind of long ago on Cybertron, and the Dinobot team they were off on some mission, and they were in. It was like some pool of lava or something, and Scar just didn't quite make it. I thought they spelled it Skarr in the comic, but they went Scarr for whatever reason. Might have something to do with trademarks or whatever. Who knows? So next up, we got Swoop. Yeah, of course we knew Swoop was coming. I think Swoop looks good, and there's his Dino mode. Yeah, he definitely looks good. I mean, it's hard not to make Swoop look good. Although they did a good job on Age of Extinction, and at least they called him Strafe. They did not give a package for Swoop, though, but I think you can imagine what it looks like. It looks like the one for Scar, except it says Swoop and he's in it. So, And there is one left. And Evan, the designer, he did say it's like everybody knows who it is. It's Snarl, and then they kind of joked around, and said, "Oh, we weren't supposed to reveal that yet." And he's like, "Dude, they know who it is. It's Snarl." So Snarl is definitely coming. It's just they're not ready to reveal him just yet. So those are the core class bots coming for this next wave. Next up is Axle Grease. This is a female Decepticon Junkion. So that's interesting. And we got the whole new colors, which I dig the colors. I don't know why. It seems kind of, I don't know if it just seems familiar or if it just, you know, feels right to me. So there is Axle Grease, and we see her in her vehicle mode. You can tell, if you couldn't tell from the bot mode already, you could tell it's based on the scrap hook mold. But it's not a direct retool of Scrap Hook as you might think. They actually did bring out Scrap Hook next to her, and the hood section, which becomes the legs, is a little bit more curved down, and even the window section with the roof and stuff like that, the passenger section is smaller and all that. So major retooling, same base engineering, but a major retooling on this one. So I'll definitely going to be picking this one up too. Like I said, I like the colors. I like the playability with the being able to swap out parts and things like that. So it'll be cool to see this one. And just got another picture there, just kind of give you a little bit closer look on the face. So you can kind of see they gave her lips to make it more obvious that she's a female, I suppose. Yeah, so there we go. And there is the package for Axle Grease. Next up, we got Beachcomber. Oh yeah, Beachcomber. Yeah, he looks good. He looks real good. I mean, if I could only pick one from this wave, it probably wouldn't be Beachcomber, but he'd be second. You'll see why he wouldn't be number one in a little bit. But yeah, he looks really good. Nice dune buggy mode, and also if you notice that his most famous episode is the Golden Lagoon episode, and he made friends with the animals, including having birds on his shoulder. And sure enough, there he is. They've got a little bird accessory from the Golden Lagoon going to be coming, and they also mentioned that they're going to give him like PVC wheels, so they're more rubbery, so it feels a little bit better when you're rolling around on your table or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I will say, because I'm doing this, it's interesting that it's with a it's also a Beachcomber. It's the Iron Factory Beachcomber. It's a little Legends scale. I can't even remember what the name of the figure was. But anyway, same thing. It's kind of got a rubbery feel. And man, when I first got him for like a whole month straight, I'd have him in vehicle mode, and I'd just be running him back and forth across my desk because I'm on video calls and stuff like that. I'll just be running him back and forth. It's very satisfying to do. And so that's basically what this guy is going to be doing. So, and yeah, maybe this means he's finally coming to the game. I would hope so. I mean, he's long overdue. I mean, we finally got Braun, but Beachcomber is definitely long overdue. So let's see, and there he is in his package. Transformed into a little kid. Yeah, I do. I was going to say I've never grown up, but no, I have to be grown up for work. But yeah, I definitely do. I basically transform as soon as I leave work. Zooming, indeed. How does Stu go? At do 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 do. Anyway, DEF CON. Oh, finally. It took a long time for this guy to show up. I think the only time we've ever seen DevCon in an official figure, he was part of one of the BotCon sets, 2014, I want to say. It was a Pirates and Knights set. I know that because it was probably the first one that I was really interested in getting, but I didn't. Not because I didn't have the opportunity, but because I wasn't quite allowing myself to spend money on that kind of, the premium kind of stuff yet. I hadn't quite done that, but he was based on a Scourge, the Generation Scourge mold, it was like the B1, or it was like the bomber, the big flying wing kind of thing. Actually, I do kind of have a version of that mold because it was the Platinum Edition set from shortly after that. It came with Cyclona, Scourge, and a sweep. But the sweep used the DEFCON head. So I kind of have that figure, although it's funny, I never opened it. All these years, I really wanted that set, and as soon as I got it, the excitement had worn off, and I just never opened it all these years. So, but anyway, this is a legit DEFCON, not just a Scourge with a DEFCON head on him. So yeah, and yeah, he's a blur retool. Yeah, it becomes obvious when you see his alt mode. I spotted that right away. But I think it's okay. Blur was not too terrible, and I think it's fine. So yeah, I'm not too crazy about his spaceship mode, not at all. But man, that bot mode is great, and I display my figures generally in bot mode, so I'm happy with it. I don't know if we ever even saw him in his alt mode. He was always just kind of walking around like on the gambling planets and stuff like that. So I don't know if we ever even saw him in his alt mode. So I'm okay with it. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting him. That's in his package there. So impressed by how much retooling they did. Oh yeah, I mean it's heavily retooled. Pretty much the only thing they're sharing is the engineering, basically how the parts go together. But all of the pieces are basically new. They just use the same engineering. So. And then this is Dirge. It's Earthrise Dirge. They're not, they did not beat around the bush. They Dirge came out in a 2-pack with Ramjet back during Earthrise, but it was kind of a limited availability. You had to kind of be lucky to get it when it was released on Amazon, I think it was, maybe Hasbro Pulse too, but they didn't make nearly enough to meet demand. But they didn't make any more of those either. But they did decide to go ahead and bring out Dirge as part of the Legacy line, which means you could probably be sure about seeing Ramjet coming out as well. And they did mention that they're considering Thrust as well, because Thrust also was just as difficult to find. So I did manage to get that 2-pack. I did manage to get Thrust. So I was lucky. I got my cone heads. But there was a lot of people out there that did not. So now he's going to be part of the actual main line. You'll be able to get your hands on Dirge. And there he is in his jet mode and in the package. So, yep, just to recap, it's Earthrise Dirge in Legacy packaging. But that's fine, because they did not make enough Earthrise Dirges to go around. So yeah, if you are looking for them, don't go spending $300 for that 2-pack. Just wait for them to come out in Legacy. Okay, next up, the next Voyager is Nemesis Leo Prime, which is basically this grayed out Leo Prime. This figure honestly doesn't do a whole lot for me. I think it looks nice. And if you like the Nemesis repaints and stuff like that, great. I think it's cool. I like the Leo Prime mold. It's good. But I only needed the Leo Prime. I don't need the Nemesis. I mean, it is pretty cool that it's kind of gray, and the mane and tail are kind of like a brown. So it kind of goes well together, and then the teal claws and stuff like that. It's just a little too much of it almost looks like a prototype, honestly. it just doesn't do a whole lot for me. You got a little bit of teal on the belt buckle there. And a little bit of teal in the eyes, but I mean, other than that, it's just like gray. It's almost like it's just bare plastic, and they just forgot to paint them. So it looks nice for what it is, but it's not my thing. So I'm not I'm passing on this one. So yeah, I see Super V8 says Super V8 says pass. Um, yeah, Oktar says like the gray color, but not worth it. Right. Will I be getting the Dirge? No, I already got Dirge in the 2-pack, so I don't need to get another one. So I was happy with this wave. It allowed me to skip the 2 Voyagers that are coming in this wave. But I'm not skipping the leader class. Armada Megatron. Look at this thing. This looks so good. Like I said, if there was only one bot that I could get out of this wave, it's this guy. Armada Megatron. If I could only get one, it's this guy. Now, when I say the wave, I'm talking core class through leader class. I'm not counting commander or type. But no, this Armada Megatron looks amazing. Oh, look at this guy! Just some serious presence there. He turns into your standard tank, your traditional tank that you would expect for Armada Megatron. And I never got that far into the Armada show, but I have seen pictures or whatever. Apparently, he has this gimmick where you could just like turn his waist around and put the tank turret in front of him and just shoot out that way. So this toy lets you do it. So if you like that kind of a deal, that's fine. So that's cool. And I'm not sure if the original, see, they didn't show it in these pictures, and it might have been in a picture and I missed it, but you can actually angle it to where the turret and the cannon actually comes through underneath his arm, so yeah, you could definitely do that, even though it's not pictured. But I mean, yeah, you could also bring the turret all the way around in the front to do that. You got a nice wide stance with the ankle tilts and all that. I mean, this dude is going to really mess things up for you. Oh yeah, and finally there is the package that you will probably never see on the shelf unless you're extremely lucky. That's why I pre-ordered this guy, because he's going to be in high demand. Looks way better than the Combiner Wars one. Yeah, absolutely. This looks like Armada Megatron the way Armada Megatron is supposed to look. That Combiner Wars one was just it was the G1 tank Megatron. They threw an Armada head on him and painted him green instead of silver. So. Oh, right. So the next up, I had to go to. I had to put it in a whole nother slideshow because there was too many pictures for the streaming service to handle. So Armada Megatron definitely is a must get for that. Okay, so here is the War Dawn pack, including Ariel, that is going to be our next bot in Earth Wars. Along with Dion. That's how I like to say it. They were calling him Dion in the show. I suppose I'll accept either pronunciation. Personally, I think I like to say Dion because I think that's what they called it in the G1 show. But I'm not a stickler for that. You call it whatever you want. But you're going to hear me call it Dion. They did mention the way we saw the spelling on the package, ERIAL, is correct on the packaging. And so they spun the story that, well, since she does turn into Elita 1, we wanted to keep the spelling convention consistent. And then I don't remember exactly what it said, but they said something like, oh, yeah, that's totally no other reason at all. Kind of sarcastic. Like there's some other reason that they couldn't use the spelling we were expecting. There's some other reason, but they said, well, we could always say that, yeah. So Yeah, everybody making the joke about not wanting to upset the mouse about being using the same name as a mermaid is probably accurate. Is is my guess. Although they couldn't come right out and say it, but the way that they said that sarcastically makes me think that it's that case, or if not that specific case, it's a similar situation. Yeah, a redheaded reason, trademark. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, die on Cybertron. Yeah, well, he did, and so there are the alt modes, which yeah, I mean, what you expect is that's that same RC mode. Although they did change it a little bit. I think like the front of the motorcycle is a little bit more rounded on RC if it'll focus, whereas that one comes a little bit more to a point. It was probably not a good demonstration there of RC, but I'm sure you guys have seen it though. And yeah, Dion is basically Cup Ryan Packs. It works. I mean, it's a pickup. It's a Cybertronian pickup truck for like you put deliveries, cargo truck. That's what they were. Oh, and then of course, if we're getting Armada Megatron, you can't have Armada Megatron without Armada Optimus Prime, right? This is the Commander class, and pretty much everybody was kind of anticipating this when we saw that whole big picture when they first announced the Legacy Evolution. We saw Armada Optimus kind of in the background there. I think pretty much everybody was predicting that Armada Optimus would be the commander class of this Legacy Evolution, and yeah, that's what he is, and I think he looks pretty good. So I'll be picking this up because I don't know a whole lot about Armada, but I do like the deal with this Armada Optimus Prime. It's a new Optimus Prime. It is in pictures and stuff that I've seen prior to it already are pretty cool. So there he is in the combined form, and so apparently this works very much like the original Armada Optimus Prime toy, but just with updated engineering and articulation and stuff like that. Uh, exactly, he has knees. And here is a comparison with Armada Megatron and Optimus Prime. They just said they designed them both together, and they did that because they wanted to emphasize the scale, because Armada Megatron is indeed a little bit taller than Optimus Prime in his unpowered up mode. So they definitely wanted to make sure that, even though their no scale isn't a huge sticking point for Transformers, for the most part, they did. In some cases, they do want the scale to be kind of lined up pretty well, and this is one of those cases where they did. Um, so, and there is a picture of the box that you'll expect to see with a nice picture of the powered up version on the front, and they decided to open up the side flap to show Prime jumping down, half transformed, and then connecting into the trailer. Very similar to the transformation sequences from the Armada cartoon. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'll probably be picking that up. And I'll also be picking up the Titan, the class, which is the Nemesis. This is the Decepticon ship. And we got the Autobot Arc a couple of waves ago. We were pretty certain we were going to get the Nemesis, and yes, we did. This is a early prototype, so these are not the final colors. They said it's going to be a kind of a darker purple, so even the purple you see on there is not quite right. It's going to be like a dark purple all the way around, and you're not going to see any blue or brown or anything like that, which I kind of figured that. I saw the pictures before I watched the stream, but I kind of figured that was going to be the case. And so it can actually stand on its end, like as if you're about to launch it. But you can actually open up the flaps on the end. It's got like the wing on the end because it's very much a Tetrajet mode. How do you set that down? So you can split the flaps, which are shown in brown there. You can't flip those to where it'll actually lay flat your shelf or table or whatever. Can we expect an unboxing stream for her too? Yes, indeed, you can. The pre-order doesn't go up for another couple of months, so this is a little ways away. But whenever it shows up, you can expect an unboxing stream, and I'll try to bolt down my lights so they don't get destroyed like Metroplex. I still haven't fixed it. It's still sitting over here right next to me, broken. But it's working for now. Oh yeah. So there is the bot mode, and they did confirm that this is a female as well, and that has gotten some people in an uproar and some people celebrating. Me personally, it is what it is. I will say though that this, you want to get the representation of some females in your toy line or whatever, you got to come up with some new bots. And I would rather they come up with new bots like Axle Grease or the Titan class, the Nemesis or whatever, as opposed to kind of doing, the taking established characters and then just repurpose them as a different gender like they did in like the Cyberverse or whatever. I mean, it's fine. I mean, I'm not getting all upset. It's just, let's just stick with what's familiar. It's more about let's have new characters, instead of just changing older ones. But yeah. So anyway. They didn't say how much, but they've been going for about 160 or so. So anyway, I welcome these new female characters like the Axle Grease and things like this. Yeah. The Super VHs say it never had a gender, so it works. Plus, the ships were never a character. Right? Yeah. The ships didn't transform; they were just ships. So, but I like it. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather get a ship that turns into a Titan-sized figure instead of just a ship. I mean, what are you going to do for a ship or whatever, right? So. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and the face looks much like the Decepticon symbol. And I'm not sure if I got a picture of it, but you can kind of push down the head, forehead there, and it kind of is like a battle mask or whatever. So it's pretty cool, right? So. All right, so yeah, I see you guys are saying you agree it's a cop out. Yeah, I was kind of beating around the bush because I don't want to sound phobic or anything because that's not at all what it is. It's like I said, just we need new characters. So, all right, so now we get to the point where the studio series, and they didn't have any figures to show off, but they're doing this whole thing where we're going to show you in the space bridge an idea of what we're working on. That way, they can. I think this is their way of beating out the thieves who steal the prototype early figures from the factory and sell them to certain YouTubers, so they can get a scoop and put out a review of a figure that hasn't been revealed yet. So I think this is their way of doing that. So we're talking about studio series. They've got a picture of Bumblebee here. Basically, this is going to be a core class. That Laserbeak figure that we got out in the core class? It's that figure, but in yellow. So that's basically what they said. And it's going to be a deluxe class Studio Series 86 Brawn. No word on whether or not there will be shoulder damage or a smoke accessory. They did make a mention that, well, we know he was only in the movie for a few seconds, but he's a classic character, and they wanted to go ahead and make him or whatever. So, could you imagine just like like you have like a little button you could press on his arm, and then a little smoke flips out or something like that? Just what we need, more Bumblebee characters. Dude, there's always going to be Bumblebees. There's always going to be Optimus Prime. Those are the cash cows. Those are the trademarks they can't lose. There's going to be a Bumblebee and Optimus Prime of some sort every year. Yeah, they use the Marvel Comics image. Yeah, they need smoke damage prowl. Yeah, no kidding. Let's see, Jake Moore. Well, hey, good to see you. It's been a while. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream, I suppose. Um, yeah, so we've got. Then they talked about the game, the War for Cybertron. What is it, like the Studio Series Gamer Edition or something? I think is what they're calling it. So we've already seen pre-orders for Bumblebee, Barricade, and Optimus Prime. And although I never did get around to pre-ordering them, and now I can't find them, I'm sure I'll find them. I'm not too worried. Barricade's really the only one I need because I have a Bumblebee and Optimus, but I'll probably think about getting those other anyway. What I thought was funny is they made a comment. Is like, this gives us there was a lot of characters that we never made from that game, so this gives us an opportunity to do that. Well, let's see. The three that they revealed before, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, there's already figures of them. In fact, there's two figures of Optimus Prime from the two games. Barricade is new. So now they reveal Cliffjumper. There's already a Cliffjumper figure from back then. And then they also reveal Megatron. There's already a Megatron figure from back then. Who else do they reveal from the game? Nothing. So they're trying to take advantage of the opportunity to bring out all the characters that never got a figure, and 4 out of the 5 that they're doing already have a figure. So I think that's kind of funny. Maybe the takeaway from that comment is there's more coming. So let's be hopeful and take that interpretation that there's more coming even after Cliffjumper and Megatron come out. There's more coming. That's my hope from that particular comment. Rise of the Beasts Rhinox is going to be a Voyager class, and that's going to be coming in a future wave. And also, this is the Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. They said this guy is going to be released in the buzzworthy Bumblebee packaging and will essentially be the Studio Series Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime, but with that grill on the front that we've seen in the Rise of the Beasts trailers and stuff like that. So that's basically the toy news, and a lot of cool stuff. I was happy. I'm able to kind of pass on a couple of things from this wave, save a little bit of money, save a little bit of shelf space. But as usual, it's a lot of good stuff that I'll probably be going in on. Man, a lot of news to cover, especially when we double up with the toy stuff. So what do you guys think? I mean, I know you've been telling me what you've been thinking all along. So, Bumblebee's toys have been out for so long. Warner had to put them in clearance. Bad thing is they still had a hard time selling them. Yeah, they still got it. They've got to put the toys out even if they don't sell them. Oh, look, and we've lagged it appears. Oh, okay, we're back. It's not a stream without this guy. All right, so I think that's about it for the news stuff. I did get some new toy stuff in. So we'll go over here. We'll move these guys to the side for a little bit. If there's time, and I may go ahead and transform Tentakill. If not, I'll go ahead and have her transformed for next week. Okay, so I did find Origins Jazz. I almost said Bumblebee. Origins Jazz. I had him pre-ordered at Target, but then I was at Target the other day and I found him on the shelf, so I canceled my pre-order and bought him in store. And he's a great little Jazz figure. He turns in exactly the vehicle that you would expect. He's got a nice gun. He comes with a little grappling hook thing. It doesn't shoot out or anything like that, but it is there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so we got the Origins Jazz. And you know I had to get that. I mean, Jazz is like my second favorite character. So yeah, so very happy with that. And Animated Prowl showed up in the mail last week. I think it was like I can't remember if it would have been in time for the stream last week or not. But anyway, he showed up. Yeah, so Animated Prowl is really good figure. I like how they transformed him. I'm not a big fan of the weapons or whatever. I mean, I get it. You know, this is kind of what he was. He's like a ninja, so you know you're supposed to spin the blades out or whatever. But it just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to work for me very well. And then, you know, he's got the one hand. It's not open very much, so you can kind of, you know, put that in there so he can hold that. But he doesn't hold it very well. The other hand holds it even worse. So I pretty much just leave them on his legs where they store. But the transformation is really cool. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole weapon deal. but it's fine. PB2 says it's a hamburger shuriken. Picked up 2 of the weaponizer Rhinox. Yeah, you know, I haven't seen them. I haven't been out to the stores in a while. I may or may not pick those up. But I did just I hadn't ordered it, but I did end up going back and ordering the Studio Series Cheetor and RC and Freezer and Air Razor. I just, per the rules of my collection, which I'm still developing, I think those fit. So I went ahead and ordered them. They should be coming here in a couple of days. Somehow I missed out on ordering Shrapnel. So I got it, but now he's selling for premium, which I'm not going to pay a premium, but I'll figure it out. Kid Skull Smasher is a Gator Face substitute. Did pre-order Scourge? Oh yes, I did pre-order Scourge, and him and even Crash Bar are due to come in on I think Monday is what they're saying. So, I mean, definitely Scourge was even if I passed on everything else, Scourge was definitely one I was getting. Because from as soon as I saw that first trailer and that truck pulled up, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely getting a toy of that thing. So, let's see. Titans Return Croc. I do have Titans Return Croc, and his Titan Master partner is Gatorface. He is on my hideously beautiful shelf because of the highlighter colors that he has on himself. So while it wasn't a new figure, it is a new deco for the figure, and I thought it was kind of fitting to go ahead and show off since they were just revealed as a 5-star in the 5-star batch. I've got the Toy Hacks labels. There were 3 sets for this guy, and the whole set of him, and so I've got them all applied. The only thing I didn't apply is they did give stickers for these nice gold sections on him and Victory Leo, but I was fortunate that mine are actually in pretty decent condition, so I'm leaving the stickers off for now. And if they ever get damaged or faded or worn or something, then I'll slap the stickers on. But luckily, I escaped damage on them. But he's got a nice chrome mouth plate, stickers for the eyes, which I hate putting on. He's got a little extra stickers there on the head there and even on the side. Extra little details here and there. I really like what they did for the shield. He's got extra, details around the edges, some fins on the side, and even like in the middle there. So they really did up the shield really well. And he's got nice detailing even on his elbow joints. It's kind of hard to see in here, but in person, it's really good. Added some lines there on his wrists, I guess. Some stripes on the wings there. And Victory Leo got some love too. He's got a lot of extra new stickers on the wings there. A lot of detail on the cannon as well. Even the MicroMasters, Fire and Holy, even they got some love. He's got a nice logo with police. Added a little bit more detail on around the black around the back of the vehicle. Window stickers, hubcap stickers. He's got some diamond plate stickers, window stickers as well, and they each got a little bit of love in robot mode, like on the chest and the arms or whatever. So. Yeah, so I mean, if you happen to have the Star Saber, if you did get the HasLab Star Saber, I do recommend the 3 toy hack sets. The first one is for the Saber figure, just the little guy, and I believe that came with the sticker set for the cannon as well. And then there's a set for Victory Leo, and then there's a set for what they're calling it the V Star set, which is basically the part of Star Saber that's not Saber. So that's what I've been up to. That and just kind of trying to figure out how to get things organized around here, Big rumors on Scourge in the movie. Won't say them. Thank you. But what you saw made sense. Yeah, I try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. I mean, if I end up seeing a spoiler, my reaction is one of those like, oh, there's a spoiler. But I mean, I don't get angry or anything like that. But I do try to avoid them. So I appreciate your discretion. So you want to see Werewolf come into the game, do a Skull Smasher, and Mind Wipe as the original Decepticon Headmasters. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see, what else did I miss in the chat? Here's the old one I missed. The Velocitron Hot Rod is in limbo, but am I getting him? Yeah, we did see something about that, but I haven't seen any orders. I'll get him if he ever comes out. I mean, it's Hot Rod, of course. Yep. Well, I think we're out of steam here. And, we'll call it a night. I'm kind of tired. I don't see a whole lot of chat going on, and I think it's time to go ahead and say goodnight. So I'm going to have a good weekend. If you celebrate it, have a happy Easter. If you have some other holiday, happy whatever that is too. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep on my friends, and we'll see you next time.